There's a lot of intrigue around this tournament.
Well, we saw the intrigue up in Washington. Now Oregon goes to Washington. A lot of intrigue in the Pacific Northwest about that matchup.
And that quarterfinal tomorrow, that's going to be a heck of a game in Seattle.
Intrigue in the Pacific Northwest about that matchup.
And that quarterfinal tomorrow, that's going to be a heck of a game in Seattle. Those two rivals going at it for the right to go to Madison Square Garden and the Final Four of the NIT.
106-97, the final. Oregon over Iowa yesterday. You must be exhausted from calling that game.
A lot of defense yesterday in Eugene. Josh Owens looks to go to work. Goes right to the rim and lays it in.
Well, Josh Owens so explosive and quick along the baseline. I love it when he attacks the rim.
First lead for Stanford.
This is really a matchup of size inside, depth in size for Stanford versus the quickness on the perimeter and shooting ability of Illinois State.
Bryant Allen misses a three. Stanford Cardinal at 22-11. Illinois State 21-13.
And Jackie Carmichael, number 32 in red.
Acrobatic play by the freshman.
For a good call on the timeout by Johnny Dawkins. But Jackie Carmichael, 32 in red, he's the guy that has to stay out of foul trouble for Illinois State to be able to defend the interior and score in the paint. There he is.
There goes Carmichael, fouled, shot rattles out.
Opposite corner of the backboard. When you do that, it's an easy deuce. Very well executed.
There. Illinois State now the NIT for the fourth time in the last 5 seasons under Jankovic. Has he run you around before?
You know, I've watched him play. He's awfully good. He played actually Division I tennis at Kansas State. He don't only play basketball there, but also played tennis. I know Ben Braun's a good player as well.
He's a very good player at Rice. Here's a takeaway by
played tennis. I know Ben Braun's a good player as well.
He's a very good player at Rice. Here's a takeaway by Illinois State. Pull-up three. Tyler Brown gets his second three. And the Redbirds go in front.
How hot is Tyler Brown? 8 for 9 from 3 versus Ole Miss. We've seen him drain 2 here tonight already.
Nice pass by Aaron Bright. The flush by Dwight Powell.
Aaron Bright makes things happen. Number 2 NY. He is the catalyst for the Stanford offense.
Head check against Anthony Brown of Stanford, his first.
Now they're getting it inside. They're attacking the basket.
That's where Stanford had success in their first round win of the NIT against Cleveland State. They beat the Vikings here last Tuesday, 76-60 against Cleveland State. They beat the Vikings here last Tuesday, 76-65. Bright with the ball right now at 17 to lead the Cardinal. Beautiful pass, finding Josh Houston.
Ole Miss overtime victory for Illinois State. Interior defense versus exterior defense tonight.
Aniki on the wing. Shot clock at 12 for the Redbirds. Entry pass. Running it down, John Wilkins looking to back down Dwight Powell. Gets the tough fadeaway off the window.
And John Wilkins has to play big, especially when Jackie Carmichael's sitting on the bench like he is right now. Then Wilkins becomes option A in the paint.
Long two from Dwight Powell goes.
Dwight Powell only averages 5 points a game. He's come out smoking off the bench.
If he's hitting that shot consistently, Mark, how tough is Stanford to defend?
Very difficult. But we already talked about their size and depth, Roxy. If he starts making that mid-range jump shot, another dimension to the Stanford offense.
Heather Brown misses. Josh Houston
offense.
Heather Brown misses. Josh Houston clears for the Cardinal. Pull-up three, Aaron Bright. Second three for the sophomore.
I thought a key matchup tonight would be Aaron Bright versus Nick Moore. And so far, Aaron Bright getting the best of it. Moore ready to come in off the bench.
Pulled down by Chase.
Moore ready to come in off the bench.
Pulled down by Chase and Randall. Jarrett Mann looks to attack. Misses the layup, cleared by John Wilkins for the Redbirds. John Wilkins steps out and hits three.
So with Carmichael on the bench, when John Wilkins can give you that, watch out for Illinois State. They played at such a high level, especially late this season.
Jason Randall answers the Wilkins.
Oregon, Iowa.
I saw a lot of that yesterday, back and forth, and a good pace to this one here in the first 10 minutes of the first half. Illinois State with that hot shooting in the first round. Victory in overtime at Ole Miss, and a foul against year for Johnny Dawkins' team.
When you talk about the step progression of victories over the last 3 seasons, 14 to 15 to 22 and counting, Stanford basketball is back.
Ryan Allen missing a three. Anthony Brown, who had a Ryan Allen missing a three. Anthony Brown, who had a double-double in their first round victory against Cleveland State. A career high 12 rebounds, clears. Josh Eustace can't get the roll. Cleared by. Josh Eustace can't get the roll. Cleared by Illinois State.
Stanford doing an excellent job early in this game of getting back defensively. Illinois State has to run half-court sets every possession so far in this game.
Shot spins out from Nick Moore, but kept alive by the Redbirds. Moore
Job early in this game of getting back defensively. Illinois State has to run half-court sets every possession so far in this game.
Shot spins out from Nick Moore, but kept alive by the Redbirds. Moore
Job early in this game of getting back defensively. Illinois State has to run half-court sets every possession so far in this game.
Shot spins out from Nick Moore, but kept alive by the Redbirds. Moore tries again, gets the three.
One of the best point guards in the Missouri Valley Conference. The Missouri Valley Conference, one of the best mid-major conferences in the country. That kid's going to give a lot of coaches nightmares for the next 3+ seasons.
Coming into tonight, he had made 10 of his last 14 three-pointers. And a foul away from the ball. Now trying to do the same here at Stanford.
For the last 4 baskets were threes. And this is a team that can make a lot of them. Very skilled perimeter group.
Aaron Bright gets the three. 3 threes for Aaron Bright, and Stanford has equaled their largest lead.
Nick Moore, 11 in red, versus Aaron Bright, number 2 in white. What a great point guard matchup. Freshman versus sophomore.
John Wilkins. Long on the three, cleared by Jarrett Mann.
We've talked a lot about the big guys, Roxy, for Stanford, but Aaron Bright's the guy who really makes this team go. He just makes so many good decisions. And he's so key. When this team wins, he plays well.
There's a steal off to the
decisions. And he's so key. When this team wins, he plays well.
There's a steal off to the races. Goes Tyler Brown in the easy lay-in.
There's the quickness factor right there in favor of Illinois State.
Brown already with 10 points.
He had 26 in that victory at Ole Miss.
Deflected ball. Redbirds.
He had 26 in that victory at Ole Miss.
Deflected ball. Redbirds control.
You just feel like Illinois State was facing can take the Cardinal off the dribble pretty much anytime they want. Nick Moore again off the...
Second three for the freshman. Pulls Illinois State within one.
Stanford having a difficult time defending the on-ball screens.
Tough pull-up by Anthony Brown, his first. Tough pull-up by Anthony Brown, his first points. And a foul call to hold against Andrew with 10. And he's been on quite a roll as of late for the Redbirds. Brown, over the last 3 games, averaging better than 22 points a game, has made 13 of 25 threes. Shot spins out from John Wilkins, kept alive, and alternating possession, has made 13 of 25 threes. Shot spins out from John Wilkins, kept alive, and alternating possession, has made 13 of 25 threes. Shot spins out from John Wilkins, kept alive, and alternating possession on the tie-up. It is an Illinois.
By Wilkins, good challenge.
That's a luxury that Johnny Dawkins has. He was talking to us today at the shoot-around about the number of big men he can run at Illinois State.
And they're all good athletes, too. They run and jump well.
Pull-up three by Brown. Got it! Tyler Brown with 13.
If you go under or get caught on the screen, right now Tyler Brown, one of the hottest three-point shooters in America. You simply got to get over that screen.
Redbirds 6 of 11 now from downtown. Josh Owens keeps it alive.
You simply got to get over that screen.
Redbirds 6 of 11 now from downtown. Josh Owens keeps it toward the Cardinal, and tough time for Stanford because they're right smack in the middle of finals. And a tough turn toward the Cardinal, and tough time for Stanford because they're right smack in the middle of finals. And a tough turnover for the Cardinals.
Josh Owens had 2 finals today.
He had 1 this morning as Nick Moore drives the lane. Alive though by the Redbirds. So this morning he took a final in infrastructure product delivery. Then came here for shoot around at 1 o'clock.
Let me guess.
Okay.
Reinforced concrete design.
That was the second one. He had a graduate school here at Stanford.
Yeah, already has his degree in economics. Now he's working on civil engineering.
Remarkable. And he has another final on Wednesday. There's a long shot missed from the corner by Anthony. There's a long shot missed from the corner by Anthony Cousin.
The only thing I would do at Stanford is flunk out.
Anthony Brown. More information on tournament game times and listings, go to ncaa.com.
4 teams from the Buckeye State, the Ohio State, Sweet 16 since the Kent State run in 2002.
Freshman Chasen Randall from outside of Chicago hits both and gives Stanford a 2-point lead.
Look how Illinois State tries to spread the floor. Why? To take advantage of their quickness.
John Eakey, a 3, and Illinois State goes in front.
They spread, Tyler Brown gets into a gap, and he finds John Eakey wide open.
Five minutes left, first half.
Look at the difference in spacing offensively.
Shot spins out from Dwight Powell. Jackie Carmichael, the leading rebounder in the Valley, clears it for Illinois State. Eakey missing a 3. Cleared by Powell for Stanford. Jarrett Mann missing an open jumper. Illinois State can live with that shot.
Every possession.
Jarrett Mann, not much of an offensive threat. He's got to take that wide open jumper. The block shot by Owens. Stanford looking to rise.
Size wins.
Chasen Randall. 3.
The more I watch him, the more I begin to appreciate all the things that he does.
He wasn't called on to do all that much in their round one win against Cleveland State, Mark, but here he looks awesome to start this one. And a foul will send Jackie Carmichael to the free throw line.
And a lot of national championships here on the farm.
Jackie Carmichael misses the first. He's 2 of 3 at the line. Was the second against Anthony Brown. The Cardinal now is 6 team foul. 1 out of 2. Yeah, the Stanford national title since 1992, even though they've been to the Final Four in each of the last 4 seasons.
Let's keep knocking on the door. Eventually it's going to work out.
Vanderveer has a great squad this year. And Dwight Powell with an excellent move.
Damage, 19-0 bench points. We talk about the value of depth. Stanford taking full advantage here in the first half.
Stanford has led by as many as 6. Carmichael rolls it in.
Notice how he rotated his shoulders to the rim. That's when you know you have great offensive position and balance.
Foul called against Illinois State, and Tyler Brown
Stayed low and then attacked on balance.
Second team All Missouri Valley Conference, Carmichael. As Josh Owens goes to work, can't get the jump hook. Can't get the jump hook. Cleared by the Redbirds.
I'm really impressed with Stanford's transition defense here in the first half.
John Ike. Rebound cleared, Josh Owens.
The only layup, Roxy, that Stanford has given up in the first half is off a wide open steal.
And a foul called.
Right, came down the floor. Ike then took a dive. They called a charge and we'll play.
Redbirds looking for the lead here. Tyler Brown. On rebound kept alive by John Wilkins in Illinois. Redbirds looking for the lead here. Tyler Brown. On rebound kept alive by John Wilkins in Illinois. Redbirds looking for the lead here. Tyler Brown. On rebound kept alive by John Wilkins in Illinois State. Regroups. Floater in the key. A pretty move by Nick Moore.
Boy, is he,
In the key. A pretty move by Nick Moore.
boy, is he crafty.
Redbirds by 1. Moore with 10. Broken up by John Ike on the alley-oop attempt. Broken up by John Ike on the alley-oop attempt. Cleared by Mason Randall. Maybe a fair shot there from Brian Allen.
You know, not a bad shot, but I like the transition. The hustle of Stanford getting back, challenging that shot. Stanford's really dialed in defensively tonight at getting back and stopping this quick Illinois State basketball team. Defensively tonight at getting back and stopping this quick Illinois State basketball team.
Here come the Redbirds.
Look at the white jerseys getting back, sprinting back.
Foul is called. No good. And a foul over the back on John.
In the season, that's a huge advantage, especially for the road team. Hang around, and make some free throws down the stretch.
There's the matchup you were looking for. Nick Moore guarding Aaron Bright.
Double team there inside. Owens.
Josh Eustace. 3.
That double down on Josh Owens because the backside shooters are open.
Just the 10th three-pointer on the season for Eustace.
Look how wide Nick Moore gets. So he can attack off the dribble, throw.
John Ike, the offensive rebound. The Redbirds can play.
Look how wide Nick Moore gets. So he can attack off the dribble, throw.
Janike, the offensive rebound. The Redbirds can play.
How wide Nick Moore gets, so he can attack off the dribble. Throw.
Janike, the offensive rebound. The Redbirds can play for the last shot of the half.
Nick Moore off the dribble. Watch for Tyler Brown being your option A from the perimeter, #1 in red.
And a reach in against Josh Houston.
Especially this kid. He makes big shots.
82% foul shooter.
He's a guy that really understands big shots at big times and makes them. Owens inside for Stanford, #13 in white.
Switching defense here for Illinois State.
Tim Jankovic has a history of doing this.
5 seconds. Bright off balance. Gets the three. Gets the three. Big momentum lift mark for Stanford.
Path of least resistance. It usually doesn't work out well, Roxy.
Illinois State will have the ball to start the second half. Redbirds in the red. The Stanford Cardinal in their home white.
When you talk about the three-ball efficiency, Nick Moore, #11 in white, is 8 out of his last 9 from behind the arc.
Shot clock at 10. John Wilkins misses a three, cleared. Misses a three, cleared by Josh Owens. Stanford led by as many as 6 in the first half. 12 points each for Aaron Wright and Chasen Randall to lead the Cardinals, while Tyler Brown had 13 for Illinois State to lead all scorers.
Depth and size, the two critical positive elements for Stanford to be successful. Their bench 25-0 in the first half of Illinois State.
Jackie Carmichael with the Redbirds within 1.
And Carmichael's the one guy that can negate that size issue for Illinois State. He's so effective around the paint. But there's one of him and about 5 Cardinals.
Anthony Brown gets a three from the corner.
Before the Cleveland State game, Anthony Brown was 4 for 21 from 3. Boy, has that changed. He shot it well against Cleveland State. Right there, beautiful three-point left go.
And a traveling call against Illinois. Career high 12 rebounds, just his second career double-double. Freshman Randall didn't really need to do much in round 1 for Stanford. Charge called against Josh Owens. Out of the line here at Stanford tonight. Steal by Jarrett Mann. Steal by Jarrett Mann. Blocked. Nice play by Wilkins.
Very well done by the Frenchman.
Teammates call him Frenchie. John Wilkins, who hails from France. That's about the extent of my French.
That's what else I like to.
Jackie Carmichael with the block. That's about the extent of my French.
That's what else I like to.
Jackie Carmichael with the block. Chasen Randall, though. Loose ball picked up by Owens. Score and 1. Jackie Carmichael with the block. Chasen Randall, though. Loose ball picked up by Owens. Score and 1.
Off the glass.
Owens free throw, good. A historic night for the senior. For Kennesaw, Georgia, who went over 1,000 career points in the first half.
They played well against Cleveland State, and he's such a key element tonight. Be able to match up with Carmichael and Wilkins and score.
Largest lead for the Cardinal.
Got a mismatch with Wilkins inside versus Randall.
Instead, Carmichael with the long two.
because Andrew Zimmerman had to help down on the mismatch. That allowed Carmichael to have a lot of space for the jump shot.
Anthony Brown rattles out a three, and Jackie Carmichael clears. Boy, that had to be a really good all-first team Missouri Valley Conference for Carmichael to be left off that group.
Well, and believe me, it was. And there's another player, Nick Moore. I mean, Doug McDermott led the country in scoring for a lot of time during this season. He ended up number 3 in the country. Colt Ryan at Evansville was in the top 15 scorer in the country throughout the season. Garrett Stutz was player of the year at 7 foot for Wichita State.
Garrett Mann giving Stanford a 4-point lead. All right, that is a pretty good first team.
The Valley's loaded, really loaded. You got a chance to see some of them this year.
Not to mention Jake Odom, fantastic player at Indiana State.
And he didn't make first team. He's a guy that really sees the floor well for Indiana State. Grigger over Josh Owens. Tyler Brown, number 1 in red. He's 11 of his last 12 from the three-point line, including the Ole Miss game.
Nick Moore, 3.
It's like a layup. He doesn't miss. 6 for 6 in the Ole Miss game.
4 of 5 tonight here at Stanford. Moore has 18.
10 for his last 11 from 3.
Along 2 by Aaron Bright.
When you're trading 2 for 3s this consistently, it's amazing the role that Illinois State is on. It reminds me of Villanova in '85 under Rolly Massimino when they just kept making shot after shot after shot and beat Georgetown. Of this team, Stanford could wear this Illinois State team down. Not easy to come from Normal, Illinois, although they did take the extra day to get here to the Bay Area. Actually took a day to go to Alcatraz. Actually took a day to go to Alcatraz.
Tyler Brown with the finish. One game.
Tyler Brown looked like a retriever going after that ball. As soon as he saw it loose, he just sprinted to it. They really want Owens low. There he is.
Helping out, John Wilkins with the...
They really want Owens low. There he is.
Helping out, John Wilkins with the block. Redbirds look for the lead this trip. And a hand check foul, reach in against Dwight. Tyler Brown, the JC transfer, member of the Missouri Valley All-Newcomer team.
Look how they'll space to Jackie Carmichael just because they've got to respect all the three-point shooters.
Tyler Brown gets it to go. Gets it to go.
You can't help. If you help, they will burn you from behind the arc.
First lead for Illinois State in the second half. Josh Eustace keeps it alive. First lead for Illinois State in the second half. Josh Eustace keeps it alive. First lead for Illinois State in the second half. Josh Eustace keeps it alive. Anthony Brown is fouled.
Jackie Carmichael, you've got to respect this team's ability to knock down the three ball.
Anthony Brown missing the free throw as 44 remaining. Stanford within 1. Brown gets another 3. If you're Stanford, Mark, what do you need to do defensively?
Deny him the ball. Just don't leave him. Just deny him the ball.
Steal by John Eakey and
just deny him the ball.
Steal by John Eakey and the Redbirds.
incredible.
Down for the Redbirds. They have hit 5 already here in the second half.
I've never seen anything like this one. Back-to-back games, this kind of shooting.
Tough shot by Chase and Randall. Jackie Carmichael clears. Illinois State on an 11-1 run. Largest lead of the night for Tim Jankovich's team.
And now as this defense has to expand, they can contract it off the dribble.
Easy bucket. Carmichael, though, is fouled as the shot.
Roxy, when you're making shots like that, at that much of a regularity, you can spread the defense offensively.
13-1 is the run for Illinois State.
Let's see if Stanford settles for jump shots or they get the ball inside. Good luck to Powell.
Dwight Powell finally scores.
It's a 10-point play to get the lead. Nice job of getting it inside.
Approaching 12 minutes remaining in the second round NIT matchup. If Illinois State wins, they are at Nevada Wednesday night. Fade away by Carmichael.
And now no double team. Carmichael isolated low. But Illinois State's got a lot of answers tonight.
Long two, Dwight Powell. 7-point lead for the Redbirds. A steal. A steal. Dwight Powell. Here comes Aaron Bright. And a foul against Illinois State.
For David Carter, the Nevada Wolfpack. Oleg Chiz also played great yesterday in that victory over Bucknell.
Dwight Powell spinning in the lane and scoring. Team for the sophomore from Toronto, Canada.
The bench has stepped up offensively for Stanford. 31-0. Bench scoring in favor of Stanford.
Illinois State 9 of 10 from the field here in the second half. And 5 of 6 beyond the arc. Carmichael is fouled. 5 team fouls on Stanford.
How good is Illinois State going to be? I think this is the best. Anthony Cousin, a junior. Nick Moore, a freshman. John Wilkins, a junior. John Eakey, a sophomore. Jackie Carmichael, a junior. Every for Illinois State.
They're going to be tough. Indiana State should be pretty good. Creighton will be right there as well.
Creighton will be loaded. They lose Antoine Young. If they get another guard,
that's it.
To complement, they're going to be dynamite.
Andrew Zimmerman. First points for the senior, the transfer from Santa Clara.
Stanford needs to make their stand now on this end.
They miss, but keep it alive. John Eakey hustling. They miss, but keep it alive. John Eakey hustling. They miss, but keep it alive. John Eakey hustling for the offensive rebound. Now a three. Good by John Eakey.
50-50 ball. John Eakey gets it, and then gets it rewarded with the 3-ball open look.
Jared Mann fouled after getting his own miss. Jared Mann fouled after getting his own miss. In their first round game against Ole Miss, they assisted on 25 of their 32 baskets.
Boy, are they carrying the banner for the Valley tonight.
Misses both. Cleared by John Wilkins. And the Missouri Valley race was interesting there, Mark, at the end of the year, because it went down to the final day of the regular season. There could have been a 6-way tie for third place. It still ended up being a 5-way tie with Illinois State right there.
Yeah, Indiana State, I believe you called that game with Creighton. It was a heck of a ball game.
If they had beaten Creighton, they would have been the 3rd seed in the Valley Tournament and Arch Madness. Three-pointer by Bryant Allen.
It's finals week for Stanford, and defensively it looks like it's finals week for Stanford. The team just simply does not have the concentration to get out on three-point shooters. And sometimes that happens. I've been there, Roxy. I understand how it can happen.
And a foul called against Stanford offense.
It's finals week, and sometimes your team simply doesn't play well and concentrate well during that stretch of days when they're academically performing in their tests.
Offensive foul, a charge against Nick Moore.
Late in the season, they're going to need him to show some senior leadership here tonight.
Inside 8.5 minutes to play. There is the senior. Foul. He'll shoot 2. That's John Wilkins.
This is it for him. He doesn't want it to end. And we talked about the Cal game and how he's more active, more aggressive. He's showing that here in the second half.
50 Redbirds. Zimmerman misses both. Slapped out of bounds by. Here comes Nick Moore. Owens saves it for Stanford. Here comes Nick Moore. Owens saves it for Stanford. Randall on the go. Aaron Bryant a 3. Good. See a player get the floor at a school named after him. Usually a coach.
Go to Redbird Arena. There's pictures of him all over the place. It's really neat.
Take away Josh Owens. Coach.
Go to Redbird Arena. There's pictures of him all over the place. It's really neat.
Take away Josh Owens. The Cardinal on the attack. Right. The pull-up 3.
Is he tough?
He is 6 of 6 beyond the arc. 5-point game.
You like the Nick Moore versus Aaron Bright matchup now?
You had a premonition this morning. Wow.
Nick Moore. Nick Moore. All right, Aaron Bright, your turn.
Whatever you can do, I can do better, right?
Oh!
Career high 22 for Aaron Bright.
Nick Moore, the floor is yours, number 11.
He's trying to get it. Blocked by Josh Eustace. Blocked by Josh Eustace.
You know who I'd give it to?
They find him. Foul. Bright can't get the shot, but will get
for 12 between those two guards. One a freshman, Bright the sophomore.
Bright gets the first free throw.
Tended to focus on Illinois State's three-point shooting, and rightfully so. 15 for 24 for the game, 62%. And what about Stanford? 15.
After Illinois State went 17 of 23 in round 1 against the Rebels of Ole Miss. That was the first missed shot of any kind tonight by Bright. He is 8 of 8 from the field. Here's a steal by Jason Randall. Tonight by Bright. He is 8 of 8 from the field. Here's a steal by Jason Randall. Ahead for Bright. Josh Owens finishes in transition. Stanford climbs back within 3. Timeout, Illinois State.
in this game. That's the bad news for Illinois State. The good news for Illinois State,
and there's a lot of good news.
Starters have outscored Stanford starters 71-29.
Turnover, Illinois State. 5:46 remaining. Tim Jankovic staring intently, trying to go to the quarters of the NIT. Right to the basket. One-point game. One-point game.
Hesitation dribble. Unreal.
Nick Moore, shot block. Last touch by. Again, the winner will play Nevada Wednesday night. If Stanford wins, it's here. If Illinois State wins, they travel up I-80 to Goch Arena.
For Illinois State, I'd look for Jackie Carmichael low.
Carmichael, wave it off. Over the...
For Jackie Carmichael low.
Carmichael, wave it off. Over the... Carmichael, wave it off. Over the back. Eustace only a 50% foul shooter. We are tied at 74.
Similar to the Illinois State versus Wichita State game in the semifinals of the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. It was one of those games that came down the wire just like this.
Brian Allen, open three. Aaron Bright tries to track it down. Loose ball. Josh Eustace saves it. Stanford control. Brian Allen, open three. Aaron Bright tries to track it down. Loose ball. Josh Eustace saves it. Stanford controls. Bright can't get that in the lane. Allen the rebound for the Redbirds. Bright can't get that in the lane. Allen the rebound for the Redbirds. That title game at Arch Madness in St. Louis, 83-79. Great outlasting Illinois State in overtime. Carmichael down the lane, charge. Who says the NIT doesn't mean a thing to these teams?
This is great stuff. You and I have lived it for the last week. What a blast.
Great basketball we've seen in this tournament, and we're seeing it again tonight at Stanford. Illinois State comes away with it, and we're seeing it again tonight at Stanford. Illinois State comes away with it. Brian Allen missing a three. Josh Owens the rebound.
No offensive rebound opportunity because of the quick shot by Brian Allen. I think Tim Jankovic would like to have that shot back.
4 minutes remaining. One of these teams tonight's season will end. Owens keeps it alive. One of these teams tonight's season will end. Owens keeps it alive. One of these teams tonight's season will end. Owens keeps it alive. The block by Carmichael.
Watch how Aaron Bright uses different speeds with the ball.
Josh Eustace a three. And the rebound clear, Jackie Carmichael.
He slows down, he hesitates, then he picks it back up, then he slows down again.
Redbirds take time. 92. Gumake sisters. Jocelyn Tinkle, the daughter of Montana Grizzlies men's coach Wayne Tinkle. Maybe they're the team to beat this year. Although Brittany Griner will probably have something to say about that in Baylor.
Yeah, I think I'd put my money on her if I were a betting man.
Shot clock at 15. Carmichael, offensive foul. Charge, Carmichael, but he has 4 fouls, as does John Wilkins for Illinois State. Stanford in the double bonus.
They like this matchup with Bright on one side and Owens on the same side. A little 2-game between them two. There they are.
Freshman Randall can't get it. Cleared by John Wilkins and Illinois. Cleared by John Wilkins and Illinois State. Trying to go back in front. After hitting 9 of their first 10 here in the second half. That was all the way down and popped out for Nick. All the way down and popped out for Nick Moore. Illinois State has hit just 3 of their last 11. Dwight Powell. Foul going for the rebound against Stanford. Dwight Powell. Foul going for the rebound against Stanford. 7 of 8 at the line. He will get the bonus.
And Stanford, 66%. We're in that late game mode right now.
Having a big man, Jackie Carmichael, who can knock down his free throws.
It really does make a difference because you don't have to substitute him out for offense, defense. You can keep him in the game.
Dwight Powell can't get it. Rattled out. John Eakey with ball, leading it by 2.
Nick Moore's the guy to watch. 11 in red.
There he goes. Deflected by Owens, and a foul against Illinois State. And Tyler Brown called for his 3rd. There he goes. Deflected by Owens, and a foul against Illinois State. Percent on the season. Randall, who had an active first half. Offensive rebound, Josh Owens. Offensive rebound, Josh Owens. Offensive rebound, Josh Owens. Randall, a 3. Stanford leads. Run for the Cardinal. Over the top of the backboard, out of bounds.
Josh Owens.
After not scoring the first 18 minutes of the second half, Randall with 4 in the last 30 seconds.
Running flex offense here to use a little bit of clock.
Foul, illegal screen, Josh Owens.
But it's really because Randall went early.
And a foul called out top. 4 on Jason Randall. You have 4 on Jackie Carmichael and John Wilkins of Illinois State.
It'll be interesting to see.
Timeout and a full timeout remaining. On a tie-up, it will go to Stanford. And we are tied at 78. We are tied at 78.
I'm going to want a shot somewhere in the first 15 seconds, and Johnny Dawkins takes timeout to discuss exactly that, I believe. 5-second range to ensure I've got at least 10 seconds on the backside for a second possession to win the game.
Right out there with Randall, Anthony Brown, Powell, and Josh Owens. Open jumper, Anthony Brown misses. Illinois State controls differential.
They gave themselves a second opportunity with the timing of their shot. Watch for Tyler Brown, number 1 in red. He's going to create space for whichever side Jackie Carmichael goes to. There's Brown.
Going underneath, Brown. Step on the end line. Turnover have been called. Now Stanford can play with this possession to win it. They do have a timeout if they want to use it.
Johnny Dawkins going to use it.
20 points. Illinois State's last 2 games have gone to overtime. Championship game of the Missouri Valley and their first round win at Ole Miss. 15 seconds. Aaron Bright with 5. For the win, Randall. Overtime. 5 more minutes and maybe.
Yeah, but the hardcore fans, they're with us in the East Coast. They know good hoops.
Second overtime for the Cardinal this year. They are 1-0 in extra sessions. While Illinois State, third straight game into overtime, they are 2-2.
Interesting how Johnny Dawkins is using Bright now off the ball. Randall running the point guard position. There's Bright.
Aaron Bright misses a 3. Tremendous. They beat Oregon State 103-101.
I'm all in.
First knocked in by Brown.
Illinois State. Ole Miss.
1 out of 2. John Eakey the rebound for the Redbirds. This is the 4th overtime game of the NIT, and a foul up top on 82% on the year. Tie game.
You really got to think about documented their ability to knock down the 3-ball. But I think now you only get 3 balls if you're inside off the dribble. When your legs go, you start missing short.
Right, a career-high 25. Gives it up. They find him inside. There's the little guard putting Stanford back in front.
Vision on the backside and Bright with a knife cut to the basket.
10 of 12 from the field, 27. Aaron Bright demolishing his previous career best of 21.
It's amazing how many different ways he scores at his size.
John Eakey for 3.
Short.
Rebound, Dwight Powell and Stanford.
That's a fatigue jump shot right there.
$17 threes in round 1, 15 tonight for the Redbirds. Offensive foul against Dwight Powell. The sophomore John Eakey, first team All-Missouri Valley Scholar Athlete selection. Here's that matchup you were really craving. Moore and Bright as Moore gives it up.
2 in white, 1 in 11 in red.
Freshman guard Moore.
Short again.
Jackie Carmichael, offensive rebound. Max
1 in 11 in red.
Freshman guard Moore.
Short again.
Jackie Carmichael, offensive rebound. Max
1 in 11 in red.
Freshman guard Moore.
Short again.
Jackie Carmichael, offensive rebound. Backs in Powell. Tough fadeaway by Jackie Carmichael.
If you're Tim Jankovic, you make a mental note right now, and you challenge your team. All the offense has to run through 32. Period. End of story. You got to get it in the paint.
Powell hits the open jumper and stands. Season high 16 for Dwight Powell.
Well, he's played great tonight off the bench.
Last trip down, that was the first field goal for the Redbirds in 9 minutes. And a foul, taking it strong. John Wilkins, 79% foul shooter, shooting 2. Tie game with 2:20.
It's amazing how Illinois State has been able to withstand the depth of Stanford.
Jason Randall playing with 4 fouls. As is Carmichael and Wilkins for Illinois State. Stepped on the side. 06 remaining in overtime. 18 on the shot clock. Stanford with the ball, down 1. Dwight Powell looks to drive. Leans in against Wilkins, left it short. Tips in, his own miss. Dwight Powell looks to drive. Leans in against Wilkins, left it short. Tips in, his own miss.
Well, that's a 1-2 thing by the big guy. He just stayed with it, Dwight Powell. What a game.
We expected this, and we've gotten a tremendous game. These two teams fighting to survive and go to the quarters of the NIT. Nick Moore, up the window. Career high 25 for the freshman.
Illinois State has scored the last 3 possessions. Why? Everything's been in the paint off the dribble or off the pass.
Jason Randall, 3. Big shot by the freshman of Stanford. Inside a minute to go in overtime. Block shot. Tyler Brown saves it. Stanford controls. To go in overtime. Block shot. Tyler Brown saves it. Stanford controls. No need to foul here. Still plenty of time.
I'm sure Tim Jankovic would like to have that possession back and maybe use one of those timeouts.
He has 2. Stanford is out of timeouts.
And you play through this possession. You just play tough defense. Late in the possession, give it to Aaron Bright. There he is.
At 10. He drives. Scoop! Bright! Bright! 2-possession game. Followed by Jackie Carmichael. Timeout red. 2-possession game. Jackie Carmichael, timeout red.
As hard as you have to, hope the official swallows the whistle and you get the steal.
Dwight Powell will play it in. Gets it into Anthony Brown. Runs it up. Running some clock. Fouled by Nick Moore.
Space for your offensive players to get open. Well designed.
Gets the first. Comes a 4-point game.
If it's a 3-point lead, I got to think Johnny Dawkins is going to foul with the 3-point prowess. It's a 4-point lead. It's a non-issue. Going to foul with the 3-point prowess. It's a 4-point lead. It's a non-issue.
Still 1 timeout for the Redbirds. Moore, pull-up 3. No. John Eakey kicks it out. Ball game over. Still 1 timeout for the Redbirds. Moore, pull-up 3. No. John Eakey kicks it out. Ball game over. Still 1 timeout for the Redbirds. Moore, pull-up 3. No. John Eakey kicks it out. Ball game over.